انا شغال اوبر، انا انزله ماشي. شكرا ابويا.
دقيقة واحدة
يا عم طب مشيني انا عشان عندي شغل.
طب انت هتخس يا حضرتك
نعم حبيبي ربنا يبارك. هو هينزل وانا ماشي.
وبشكر طبعا الجماهير على الدعم سواء على السوشيال ميديا او على اسفل من الفيديو. وانا بحمد نفسي من هذا الدعم ان شاء الله.
Want to go inside or outside?
سريعا الى الملاعب.
You want to ride camel horse? 200 Egyptian 2 hours.
The Uber ride to the Great Pyramids of Giza was going pretty smooth right up until this psycho jumped in front of the car to offer me a tour, which I quickly declined. I'm going to give you a quick orientation of the route I went when I was on the camp. So essentially, my driver drove down this street, drove me up into this parking lot. I did the administrative stuff here, had my bags x-rayed, bought a ticket, and then I went through, and then I walked up here to the pyramids, and then I walked around this side because the sun was at my back. I saw some camels and some vendors, and I came back here. I walked down this street just a little bit more. This is where the Sphinx is. I walked down here, I jumped a little fence, walked into an area where I was able to show my ticket, walk through this temple, and come up to here and take a better picture of the Sphinx close up. You can walk down here to see the back of the Sphinx, and then you walk back here to where the exit is, and then you come out, and then you walk outside of a gate up here to the pyramid, around over here somewhere. I took a horse ride out to past these over here to the panorama view. It was one of these views out here to where you could look back and you could see all of the pyramids, at least the two big ones, this one and this one. Then I came back on this side of this pyramid. I left my horse here with its owner, and then I walked in this way to the other side of the pyramids. I hung out here for a while, and then I walked down here and exited out of a gate right here, and then I came over here and waited for my Uber. So once I bought my ticket, I walked in through security. Here's where I had to put my bag through the x-ray machine, grab it on the other side. No real check. I'm not sure what they're actually looking for. And then scan my ticket and enter. It was pretty exciting to be going back to the pyramids. I hadn't been there since 2009, so walking this way, it's like full anticipation, because at this point you can't see the pyramids, and then you look over this wall, and there they are. All right, the pyramids of Giza. This is what it's all about. Let's see how this goes. So, just leaving the welcome center at the pyramids of Giza, and now here I am at the pyramids. I gotta say, they're bigger than I remember. It was about 9 o'clock in the morning, maybe a little after, but it was pretty clear that I needed to get the sun to my back. Where the sun was currently positioned made it pretty hard to get good pictures, so I navigated through the crowd, made my way up to the pyramids. The pyramids have changed in the last 12 years. I don't recall there being these fabulous little wooden paths to keep everybody safe from twisting an ankle and keeping them out of the, minimizing the traffic on the grounds. Pyramids are extremely huge. It is unbelievable. The pictures in the magazines don't do it justice. So when I'm walking along here and I'm seeing the pyramids on my right, it's a little bit of a hot day, and I'm waiting to be attacked by scammers, but that didn't happen. There was a little bit of back and forth, but that's what the salesmen do. I didn't get mobbed by 20 salespeople, and I walked up to this camel, and then the owner of the camel, engaged me, and it didn't go well. You can see this camel. How are you doing, buddy? The owner was on me about going for a ride. He was asking me where I was from. Typical stuff. You would think it's small talk, trying to make conversation, but there's an agenda, and you identify that really quick. So I thought I would just walk away and visit the other camels, see how they're doing, because I think camels are actually pretty cool. And I wasn't gonna let the salespeople ruin my experience at the pyramids. It was just great to be there and just mind blowing. What the heck? The dog is drinking coffee. Ah, little pyramids. These paths are really nice. So it's ankle breaking right there, but once you get on these planks, nice and smooth. These are brand new. They don't look like they're very old and worn and torn. Let's go see these guys. This dude just chilling here.
Come beside. My hands can. Sleep. Good.
Oh, that was interesting.
This is my name, Charlie Brawley. This is my name, the camel. My name is the camel Charlie. My
Okay.
name, the camel, this Charlie Brawley.
Okay. That's interesting.
Where from?
That guy ruined my shot because the camera was sprawled out crazy, and I wanted to get a picture of that. Then he made that noise and it jumped up. Then, I wasn't impressed with the name Charlie Brown, but okay, that's cool. Charlie Brown the camel. And then went to see the other camels. They were, eating at the buffet, just killing it with this really green grass. I don't know where that came from because I don't think there's very much green grass as far as the eye can see. So they're clearly importing that. And these camels were chowing down. Looked like they were having a good time. While there's a lot of comfort in being with a tour group, it's actually kind of nice to be walking through here at my own pace with no time. I could interact with cool camels or the people, the vendors, the camel owners, and I could take all the pictures I want. It was actually pretty cool. So solo touring is really, it's something that you won't appreciate. Sounds scary, but especially going to a place like Egypt that you see a lot of bad press on, it's not bad. Being a solo traveler, it opens a lot of doors. While it's always going to be cool to have your best friend, your significant other, your brother with you, if you wait for everybody, if it's that cool, do it twice. You can't hold up your life waiting on other people. So walking down the street, this was headed towards the Sphinx. Dude with his camel that he was very aggressive trying to get me to look at him. Then he scoots close and this camel gives him a kiss, which is actually pretty cool. I don't know how long they've been working on that. And I took the picture and got out of there. I don't know what was next. The next thing would have been, you want the camel to kiss you and give me a tip kind of thing. So I just took the shot and ran. I saw these cool guys. This was a pretty cool picture, the way these three were pretty much lined up head to toe, and then with the pyramid behind them. So I thought that was cool. And then continued walking down the street, trying to see how I get to the Sphinx. So once I got over here, where the Sphinx was to my right, I was looking at it and I was thinking, I need to go over this wall because I'm not really sure how to get in there. And when I asked somebody, they said I needed to go to the other side of the complex from where I was currently standing. So I wasn't going to do that because it was a long walk and it was starting to get pretty hot. One of the things that makes me sad but laugh is how you got a Pizza Hut and a KFC right over there in front of the Sphinx. Kind of funny. So these chairs over here I think are for the night show, the light show that they do at night, because they shoot lights on these pyramids and have a amazing show. In 2009 when I was here, this was a lot different. You could walk right up to the Sphinx and touch it. Looks like they're doing a lot of improvements by adding plywood ramps and stuff, paths for the people to stay on. And here we are at the Sphinx. If you start at the visitor center, you walk up to the pyramids, and you stay to the left of the pyramids, and you walk around it where you see the vendors and the camels, and you keep on walking. When you get around the first pyramid, you'll walk behind it, stay to the left, and then you'll come to a road where if you turn left on that road, you'll walk down here, and you'll get to this road that if you follow down to the spot in front of the KFC and the Pizza Hut, you can jump a wall and get inside this little complex. And then instead of walking all the way around, you can show your ticket right up here in the front, and then they'll let you walk through the temple and come right up here to this spot where you can take an awesome picture of the Sphinx. When you're done taking amazing pictures from here, then you can go to the back of the Sphinx and see the whole thing, but up in that direction, there are no exits. So if you're when you're done looking, you just walk back to where you are, and you turn around and walk out the exit like this. You walk down here, and then you just go to the right, stay out of people's pictures if you don't want to be on other people's Facebook. Then you walk through here, you got an exit gate, and you just exit, and you are back on the grounds where you can, outside of the Sphinx complex, and you can walk up to the pyramids. Once outside the Sphinx temple, then you're on the path where the vendors can start harassing you. The vendors can't get inside the temple, at least I didn't see any, and it seemed like they were on the outside when I was entering, but none on the inside. And once you're out here, this is where all of these guys come by to talk to you and try to tell you about why a camel ride is the thing to do, and ask you where you're from, and crack some of the funniest jokes that you ever wouldn't have pictured. These guys are all talking about, welcome to Alaska and funny stories like that, which kind of made me laugh because definitely the opposite of Alaska. And then they, when they can't close you, they take off and they disappear, and then another one comes up. So I want to say I encountered 4 when I was walking through here. There was the first one, and then here's a second one, and then this guy, him and I got into a little bit of an exchange. He started asking me, he basically said something about tourists and how we don't trust the vendors, and I said, hey, that's because all we see on YouTube is vendors misrepresenting what the actual deal is, and then they either end up with a bad product, or the terms change when you're halfway through and it costs you twice as much to get back from where you started. You find out it was a one-way trip on the camel or the horse when you get there, so you got to be really explicit and upfront. And so this guy wanted to tell me that that's everybody else but him, and I said, okay, cool, thanks, I believe you, it's everybody but you. And then finally he was like, whatever, if you want to ride, then I'll see you later. I told him good luck, and he took off. It's hard to believe when you're at the pyramids that you're at the pyramids. It's really overwhelming. There are some signs of modernization with the paved roads, the Pizza Hut, the KFC, all that good stuff. However, pyramids are still the pyramids, and they're, over 3,000 years old. At least that's a number I keep hearing. And, you see them in the movies, you see them in pop culture. The alien shows are always talking about the pyramids, and how could you not be overwhelmed when you are stepping back in time with the pyramids? It's crazy. And so I was glad I walked all this way just to feel it and breathe it and be a part of the pyramids and what's left, dealing with these guys. Another dude asking me if I want a camel ride, telling me why it's good for me and how his camel is the best maintained camel in the world and has a better life. I think he said his camel wouldn't trade its current life for my life, and I thought that was funny. How's it going?
How are you?
Doing well. It's a good looking horse.
Thank you. I hope later. We decide later. My name is
Saeed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Congratulations, and this is my number.
Okay, 204, Saeed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a plan to go all the way up there to get the 9 pyramids from each hill after the Sahara there, and to see the tombs and back again.
How much is that?
Only 300. 400 Egyptian.
Okay.
This is government price. The price is 350, but I give you discount because no many tourists there.
Okay.
I had one horse and I go with you by another one.
Okay.
I promised you only 3 because this is the best time not to hot, man. You can go to the Sahara and to Mykonos and to the Tumen and I take you back.
Okay. Thank you. I'll let you know. Saeed, 204.
Even though now this is the best time not to hot,
No, I'm good.
the water will be 200.
No, thank you. You enjoy. So this guy right here is telling me 200 to go out to the Sahara and back,
Then back, yeah.
and nothing more,
No.
nothing less. And I can take my time. I got an hour, and I could take pictures.
Yeah, we're going to take
And we're gonna see if he holds up to that. And he's number 204 out here, guys. If you come out here, his name is Saeed,
Yeah.
and he's number 204. He's been doing this for 40 years since he was 9 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna get on.
Thank you.
So
Put your feet here, sir.
I'm not as athletic as I used to be.
No problem.
Can you hold this
Yes,
real
sir.
quick?
Yes, sir.
All right. See, is my foot too big?
No.
I feel like it's not in all the way. Okay.
1, 2.
And then what am I doing? Am I
Hold it in the saddle here.
Okay.
1, 2.
Ooh.
Here you go, sir.
All right, let me get my foot in this other
No
one.
problem, man.
And then is there something to hold on to?
Yeah, you can hold it in the saddle, or you like to hold it the rim by yourself. Like this. Arabian horses like Westwood, 2 for 1 hand. Just hold it the rim like this, sir.
Okay.
Give him loose and she walk.
All right.
See you tomorrow.
See?
Go left side. Excellent. That is great.
All right.
Leave your body relaxed, sir. Don't close your body. Leave your body where the horse goes.
I feel like I'm gonna slide off. Oh. All right. So the ride was actually pretty cool. Saeed was actually pretty funny, and his English was good, and he gave me a little bit of perspective on what it's like to be an Egyptian. He referred to himself as a poor Egyptian, and that's why he's never been to any other countries, saying poor people aren't allowed to travel. He talked about how, you know, he can walk behind his horses and they won't kick him because he's good to them. I thought that was interesting. I don't know if that's a thing or not, but he believed it. I believe that he believed what he was saying. So it was a good trip. We went out to the panorama view, and it was actually probably a lot better to ride the horse out there. A horse or a camel, although camels are a little unpredictable in my mind, and I'm from America where there's more horses and less camels, so horses are more familiar with me. So taking the horse out to the panorama and back, that seemed like a better idea than walking. I would have probably picked up a horse or a camel eventually because it's a long walk, a lot longer than you think when you're just eyeballing it. Damn, those guys are like all on top of each other. That's got to be something to remember. All in all, it was an awesome trip. At the end, when all the skydivers came down, that was pretty cool. That's got to be something that they'll never forget, and I could just imagine what the pyramids look like at that altitude as they close in on it and land. Saeed was cool. Number 204, I'm going to give him a shout out because he was cool and he kept his word. I don't know if he only kept his word because I complained too much and started talking about YouTubers. Who knows? But he seemed above board. He seemed like he cared about his animals. At one point when I told him that he better not take out my phone, he said he wouldn't because his horse was worth more to him than my phone was to me, and I thought that was cool. All in all, it was a great day, and I recommend anybody go to the pyramids without a tour group if they're up for that.